All right, we're back. Holy crap.
Fucking crazy, man.
Hopefully this shit doesn't happen. I'm trying to get through the fucking suspects, man.
I know. And I have no idea what it is. The computer seems to be fine. Connection's good. I have no idea what it is. Oh, shit. I looked back there and goddamn lasers and shit. I didn't realize it went that far back. It's like a damn nightclub in here.
Right?
I know. Fucking awesome.
Spock's there dancing.
Yeah.
I mean,
dance with fucking
go dance
Mirror
with
Spock.
Go dance with Mirror Spock.
Mirror Spock.
Do it. Yeah, you gotta do it. Look, oh my goodness.
You know I love you, Spock.
You saw it here first. I was hoping you would do like some fucking humping up against the
I ain't
thing.
fucking with Spock though.
I mean, I thought you
we're all
were
still
going
coming
like
in.
that
We're
way.
at fucking 15. Got
Okay, so like I'm not sure where I was when it cut off.
everybody says that their shit's fucking up too. Anyway,
The internet has gotten too large.
Internet's too big.
It can't handle it. It can't handle like 6 billion people on it at once.
too many fucking honkies on the internet, all at one time.
Do you think that's what the problem is?
Hell yeah, I know exactly your
Too many honkies?
Too many fucking honkies on the goddamn internet. All right, let's see if everybody's here. We're at
All right.
18.
That's a new shirt right there. Too many
Too many
honkies.
honkies on the motherfucking internet.
Right?
Yeah.
Ruining everything. Honkies ruin everything.
Yeah.
Especially in regards to the fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach says my internet's been slow. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to make any sense to me. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, it's... Sometimes we can get through the full fucking show like 4 hours and it's fine. And then sometimes we're streaming at like a fucking weekday afternoon at fucking 3 p.m. and
It's
cuts
fucking
off
ridiculous.
after 20 minutes. I don't know. It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
Whatever.
I checked on both the cats. Pookie's out on back in the neighbor's yard, hiding behind the tree, looking at me. I hit her with the flashlight and just saw the eyes and the collar. Then I let Beijing's out the front. Beijing sitting in the damn driveway.
She just
like
likes
she
to sit
owns
on
the
the.
shit.
She likes to sit on the
Yeah.
in the driveway. She
These
doesn't
cats-
really. She doesn't. They don't go anyplace.
No, they stay right around there and look.
They stay in the yard.
Famous with the neighbors.
Well, yeah, and the neighbors
says,
and
I
the
see your
neighbors.
cat's always over here. It's always, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Although I don't think anybody lives at that house
No,
over
not
there.
that
I
one.
will say I came back from my hike a couple days ago, and I saw two old dudes like that looked like I think they were doing an inspection.
yeah.
So maybe somebody's buying it.
Go
I'm
make a
not
drink,
really sure.
Sheila. Go make a drink.
Yeah.
We're gonna start here in a minute.
Well, like I said,
Everybody's still coming in.
Yeah, I'm not really sure like where it cut off at. I think I noticed when I first did it.
Suspects.
Because, yeah, well, I was talking about the first suspect. Like I said, we got a lot of these to get through. I'm not talking about all of them, because, like I said, there's fucking 1,000.
Right.
That would take a week. But this dude, Kenneth Christensen. Okay, so his brother, pretty much, I guess his brother never heard of the D.B. Cooper thing before, but in 2003, he was, like, watching a documentary about it. He's like, hey, man, that sounds like it could be my brother, who died back in 1994. Why did he think this, you ask? So, Kenneth Christensen, who, like I said, died in 1994, so even if he was D.B. Cooper, he's, he died a long time ago, we're never probably going to know about it. So, this dude, he was in the Army. Thank you, Aaron E.
What does this say?
Hey, Jenny, tell us what your shirt means. Oh, Mantle Twins Fertility Clinic,
She made that.
specializing in mutant women.
Yes.
This is I made this, and perhaps it's only funny to me, but it's referencing the David Cronenberg movie Dead Ringers from 1988
Yeah.
about twin gynecologists,
Looking for fucking mutant pussy.
and one of them makes like a bunch of crazy ass
Yeah.
tools because he's like all the women are like deformed, like all.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was very funny to me, and so I made this shirt for myself because it amused me. But that's what it is. It's a David Cronenberg reference. So he's the suspect here. He enlisted in the Army in 1944. Trained as a paratrooper. Okay.
Check.
Check. He was deployed in 1945. War was already over at that time, but he did do some training jumps. He was stationed in Japan. And then after leaving the Army, this is very interesting. He actually worked for Northwest Orient, which was the airline of the plane that D.B. Cooper hijacked.
Check.
He worked there as a mechanic
Okay.
in the South Pacific.
Okay.
And then subsequently was a flight attendant on those
Check.
aircraft.
Check.
And he was based in Seattle. Again, check, because
Yeah.
that's where the plane was going.
Wow.
It was going from Portland to
Yeah.
Seattle. So Pacific
So
Northwest.
he has the requisite skills.
Yeah.
And knowledge. Yeah.
Also, he was in his mid-40s at the time of the hijacking. 45 years old.
Check.
Now, some people did say he was a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter skinned, a little bit shorter than what the flight crew said that he looked like.
Good.
Fair enough.
He's going to be a dude like that.
Not a check, but not much. He was like 5'8" as opposed to like 5'10", 5'11", so it's not a huge difference.
If he's not like that, he's going to be a guy like this, and there are a lot of guys like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Right.
Also a chain smoker, which
Yep.
DB Cooper was also. Also really into the bourbon, which
Okay.
apparently DB Cooper was, because he ordered 2 of them. He was hijacking the shit, you know. This dude was also left-handed. They also now nobody knows this for certain, but some people have speculated that DB Cooper was probably left-handed because the clip-on tie that they found that he left in the plane for whatever reason, the tie clip on it was put on from a side that would suggest that the wearer was left-handed, that he had put it on with his left hand. And, you know, meaning that he was probably left-handed. So this dude was left-handed also. So basically, I think, from what I could determine, that they showed photos of this dude. And like I said, he died a long time ago. They showed photos of this dude to the 2 flight attendants who had spent the most time with DB Cooper. And they said, you know, we're not entirely sure, but he does look more like what we remember seeing than some of the other photos that we've been shown. So take of that we will. It could be this dude, I don't know, but like I said, he died in 1994. Now one thing that again like made people suspicious about him was that the story went that he had purchased a house in cash a few months after the hijacking. Now he died of cancer in 1994, as I mentioned before, and reportedly told his brother on his deathbed, "There's something you should know, but I cannot tell you." Which, how fucking anticlimactic would that be? You're on your fucking deathbed, you're dying of cancer. You bring your family members in, you're just like, "I have something really important to tell you, but I can't tell you what it is." Then you die. And everybody's like, "What? What was it?"
That might have been some bullshit.
I kind of feel like it was
That was the
probably
guy.
it.
That was the same guy.
Yeah, it's the same guy. So now, you know what? Now when I'm on my deathbed, I'm totally going to do that just to fuck with it. I don't have any secrets or anything like that, but I'm totally going to do that just like so everyone will just like spend the rest of their life like wondering what the fuck I was going to say.
They've had
I'm the Zodiac Killer.
Nah. They've had some dudes who were kind of in the position to know some shit. Evidently. Okay, there's no proof of this. Say on their deathbeds that, yes, UFOs are real. You know what I mean?
I have to say, I don't put a lot of
evidence.
stock in deathbed confessions because, one, you're going to have like some jokers like me.
Yeah, they're going to make it up.
That want one last joke before they go out. And it's just like, I'm just going to tell people this and they're going to be like talking about this forever.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even have anything to say, whatever. So it's like to do that. And also, I feel like when you're dying, maybe you're not entirely in your right mind.
You might be
Not always.
might be trying to entertain people. Who knows?
Like, see, that's what I'm kind of getting, because I kind of feel like, maybe now this dude does have a lot of kind of check marks there in what the whole like DB Cooper thing was.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't put a lot of stock in death.
I can go ahead and say that when my dad was dying, he didn't die, but when he was dying, motherfucker thought the doctor put turkey necks in his fucking heart.
That's exactly the kind of shit I'm talking about.
And he had me almost believing it. I was like, nah.
That's exactly the kind of shit I'm talking about.
I saw him.
He saw that somebody put turkey neck into his chest.
And I went, no. That was Glenda that came in here and gave you good. No, I saw him. He said, I don't believe they're dead. That's your prerogative. That's your prerogative. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I just feel like if you're dying or you're undergoing some really like traumatic emotions, you might not be reading things in the most objective way. That's all I'm saying.
Zach sent me a video of some old black dude in a wheelchair talking, and he says, dude, that sounds just like the way you do your dad's voice. And I said, no, it's just all Southerners from from our area, we all speak Ebonics.
Well, and they all kind of sound like that because they all have like emphysema.
Yeah.
Because my
We
granddad,
all sound the same.
my granddad sounded a little bit like that too. Because he for real had emphysema. He had an oxygen tank and everything. Because he smoked for 40 years. You know what I mean? So yeah. So another thing that a lot of people kind of like looked at was that, well, he bought a house with cash, and it's like he had all this money. And then when they, after he died, they looked at his bank accounts, and there was like $200,000 in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this seemed like real suspicious, but later investigation showed that he had sold a bunch of land like before he died, and that kind of accounted for all the money. And also, he hadn't actually bought the house in cash. He had a mortgage on it like a normal person, and it was paid off, but it had taken him 17 years to pay off. So, you know, so that's kind of like not as thing. But, you know, there were some other things maybe suggesting. But like I said, there's so many things, so many suspects in this that have shit that could be DB Cooper that it's like they're never going to find out who this fucking dude is.
Tell you forgot Alabama too.
What about? Oh, yeah.
Oh, she said that. Louisiana, Mississippi,
Oh, yeah.
Tennessee, black and white people all sound the same there. Yeah, but you forgot Alabama. And then Panhandle of Florida, same thing.
That's pretty much Alabama South.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can't,
Florida is
only it takes an expert to be able to understand, it can tell them apart.
Florida's a weird state because the Panhandle is basically like Alabama.
Yeah.
Central Florida is strange because it has like some big cities, but it also has some like real rednecky, real rural shit. And then South Florida, South Florida is basically like old people and Cuba.
Yeah. South Florida is Spanish Empire. It's very Spanish. It's a great state. I love Florida.
And Miami's cool,
here.
I bet.
She's spoiled, but
I've lived here my whole life.
Moving here after living in Brazil and fucking Mississippi and Louisiana and fucking California and shit. I love Florida. Florida's got a mixture. It reminds me of California back in the 70s. It's like Southern California in the 70s and the early 80s. It's like that. Not quite as built up, but the vibe. You know, a lot of cool people in music and a lot of scenesters, cool clubs. It's got a mixture of kind of countrified people. It's got sexy people from other fucking states. People from New York vacation in here all the time, or they're moving here because they're sick of New York.
You kind of get people from everywhere.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
It's kind of like a weird... Yeah. Well, Florida doesn't really have its own identity because it's just kind of like a patchwork.
It's a mixture of everything.
Of shit from other...
And then you go to Tampa. It's called the I-4 corridor. Orlando, Tampa, Miami.
Daytona. Well, no, Miami's way down south.
Yeah, it's way...
I-4 corridor is Tampa, Orlando,
I know that.
Daytona.
I'm just saying, Orlando, Tampa, Daytona, these areas, they have a Las Vegas kind of feel to them in a certain way, but...
Yeah.
Or a fucking amusement park kind of feel to them. They're a fun place.
Yeah, I mean...
That's where all the porn comes from. Of course it's going to be good.
Yeah, they do make
that's where all the porn
They
comes
do
from.
make a lot of porn here.
Yeah.
Probably cheaper to make it here than California.
Yeah, California is fucking Southern California and Hollywood. That's over. It's all here. No, there's no porn made in California. It's all made here.
Well, like I said, cheaper here probably.
Yeah.
All right. So where was I? Tila says I really like Key West. Yeah, like a lot of people really like Key West. It's really cool down there. You know what? I don't think I've ever been to Key West, even though I've lived in Florida my whole life. It's far. I mean, Miami. I don't think people realize how big Florida is. I grew up in Daytona Beach. Miami is 5 hours away. 5 hours.
Yeah.
I've been there a few times. I've been to Fort Lauderdale. I've been to Miami and shit like that. Never been to the Everglades, even though I'd like to. Never been to Key West because that's like fucking 7-8 hours away, even though it's the same state.
And I've been all over. You know, I lived in Boston for fucking 5 years too, and fucking used to go to New York all the time. Just so you guys listen. Fucking, I've been up to Yankeeville too. I had a fucking great time. Great clubs, especially during the 90s, during the mid to late 90s. I liked it. Would I take it over Florida? No. Fuck no. Florida. I'd take Florida over Boston. Boston, a lot of assholes in Boston.
A lot of assholes here, though.
Yeah, it's different, though. It's different.
It's a different breed of assholes.
Very different.
I don't know. Like I said, I guess because I grew up here and I grew up in kind of a rednecky area of here. I'm kind of over
They're
it.
money grubbing a lot there. They're not as laid back. They're very fucking uptight up in Boston. They got certain fucking, but it depends on where you go. The hood of Boston, yeah, I liked it. I didn't like fucking Cambridge that much. Somerville was a little bit better. It just depends on who you're hanging out with. I was hanging out with goth people. The old school, I liked them. The younger ones who were my age, I didn't like them as much. They were fucking uptight.
Well, it's just kind of like anywhere. And the thing is, if you're in a subculture that's as established as the goth subculture, you can probably live anywhere. And as long as you found some people that were into the same shit as you, it would probably be
I liked New Yorkers a lot more than Bostonians.
I have a soft spot for New York. Like, New Yorkers are very cool. I've never lived there, but I've been there a bunch of times. And honestly, I kind of like... The cool thing about New York, in general, I'm generalizing, but the cool thing about New Yorkers is that they seem like assholes, but they're really not assholes. They're not. They're just very straightforward.
They're in your face. They're honest. You know what it is you're dealing with.
Yeah, and I like that.
That's not a Bostonian. A Bostonian is a fucking backstabber, fucking intrigue, court palace intrigue. They're like, not all of them, but a lot of them. You know what I mean? But no, every time I went to New York, I had a fucking great time. And,
I did too.
And New Yorkers,
I love it there.
New Yorkers are not cowards. They're open.
Well, if they don't like you, they will tell you right to your face.
Yes, it's very honest.
Which I like that. I like that.
And if they do like you,
know where you stand.
Right. And if they like you, then they like you. Not Boston. Boston, they pretend like they like you, but they fucking hate you. You know, I kind
of feel like that's kind of a thing in the South too. I mean, at least that. Yeah. Well,
no, it's not. No, I know both places. It's not as bad. It's not as bad.
I don't know. There's kind of a weird Southern thing.
No, people in Boston will fucking try to destroy you. They will try to fucking destroy you. But I'm telling you.
I mean, yeah, it's maybe. But like I said, I mean, I think of all the places I've ever been, I don't know. New York and London, I think, were my favorite places.
I like New York. New York's all right. It's just not worth the money.
It's expensive. If it wasn't so expensive, I would probably live. It's a little dirty, but I don't really care about that.
You can't do the shit I like to do. Like, there's no motorcycle riding. You can't shoot guns. You can't fuck shit up.
Well, see, I don't care about that. So it's, you know, I like, you know what I liked about New York? Everything was in fucking walking distance. I didn't have to have a car.
Yeah.
You could just walk out your place and you could just walk to shit. I liked that.
I don't think that... you know, we're talking about modern New York that was 90s and 2000s and 2010s. It's probably not the way it is now. But really, if I were to do the New York thing, it was probably much better in the late 70s and the 80s. Probably
when it was scuzzy.
Yeah, when it was scuzzy.
When it was all covered with rats.
Yeah, I probably would have really liked
rats and hookers. I did see one rat when I was in New York. I was very excited.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I got to see a rat when I looked.
He's going on about T.
It did like kind of run.
T, man, you gotta see the island with my boy in it. Yeah, that's a very Florida movie.
It is kind
of. T that says top places people are moving, or Arizona, Florida, and Texas. Texas just moved down now as well because the recent. Don't worry about that fucking recent. Texas is still cool too. Texas is going to be the future.
Well, like I said, depends on where you go. And honestly, if I could live anywhere, I'm not a big fan of humidity, and I'm not a big fan of heat because I grew up in it. I don't really like it. I would rather move somewhere where it was like milder and where there were actually winters. I would actually like to have an actual winter.
So Stan, I guess for a long time, Boston Aunt is now moving to Miami permanently. Florida allure finally, because she comes and visits us. Yeah, fucking Florida's great. And I know where Sophie lives. Sophie and I have friends in common, kind of friends and family. Oh, shit. Damn, it's fucking locked up again. What the hell is wrong? Yeah.
I kind of